All right, here we go. Brett Sanchez, associate head coach, Clackamas. Clack to clack to clack. That's 3 in a row for you guys.
Yes, sir.
All right, so, and this happens to be your 3rd year coaching, right?
Yep.
And wait a minute. You got one when you were here as a wrestler in
you
2011.
Yeah, yes, sir.
So you had one as a wrestler, 3 as a coach. Is Roden thinking that you're the reason why you guys are getting all these?
Yeah, it's kind of funny that you say that. I remember, I think when we won our 2nd one, he looked at me at the national tournament and he was telling me, "Hey, I think you're the lucky rabbit foot, that we need." So, it's pretty funny when put the full story together. My sophomore year when we won it, Coach Roden's first one. That was probably one of my favorite tournaments of all time that I've ever wrestled in. Came in there a little banged up, a little hurt. Lost my first match, and I battled all the way back and took 3rd. And it was a great experience, learning experience too. Just going in there, kind of banged up, and having my back against the wall, losing match 1. Already having those thoughts like, hey, I could just throw in the towel right now. I got the excuses. I could stack them with everything. Personal, injury wise, but that Clackamas train, dude. I couldn't let that, I couldn't let it down. And we just, we had the goals and aspirations of winning nationals that year. So I had to put my big boy pants on and just take it one match at a time. It was awesome. We did it over Spokane, Washington. So we had a great crowd for us over there. And I was just wrestling and, feeding into the crowd. It was just a great experience and we got the job done. It was awesome.
So so as a coach, what's better?
Oh, man.
Getting national championships as a coach or getting national championships as a team member?
That's tough. That really is tough. In high school, I was fortunate enough to be on a state championship team too. And then coming up here, my goal and aspiration is to be on another national championship team, because when you're wrestling and you're on a good team, it makes the season go by a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
But coaching now, I think I would have to say coaching now because just the challenge of seeing many different wrestlers come in with their backstories or whatever, their accolades, whatever it is, and just making them buy into your system. And if they buy into your system, you can kind of see the wave happening a little bit. And when they get the job done, I think it's just more a special feeling seeing one of your wrestlers celebrate and enjoy that moment that when you did as a wrestler, on that All-American match or punch your ticket into the finals. I'm just getting the chills just, talking about it right now too. I think coaching-wise, I get a little more joy out of it when we get the job done like that and seeing my guys, do well what they deserve. So.
Well, I definitely want to get into more of that background side of things from your wrestlers because it's a unique wrestler that comes to a community college, especially one that's as good as you guys. Why don't you tell us your background and what brought you to Clackamas from Southern California?
So yeah, it's a great question, man. I was a California kid. I actually went to Clovis High School. We're Central California. I wish it was SoCal, but Central California. And I was actually the first California recruit to come to Clackamas. And I wrestled in the Oregon-California duel, the best seniors of California, the best seniors of Oregon. And it was at Southern Oregon University. And Coach Roden drove all the way over from here to Southern Oregon and watched me wrestle. And came up to me, talked to me, and I had no clue what the NJCAA was, because I came from California, and we have our own California circuit, with state tournament, and I thought that's how every state was. So he was pretty much he's pretty much just showing me a lot of how the NJCAA works, and I was super intrigued. And if you've spoken to Roden, you can feel his energy, and I just connected to that from day one. And I think my first phone call with him, we talked on the phone for like 2 hours, and I didn't want to get off the phone because everything he was saying, Clackamas wasn't Clackamas yet, but he was making it seem like that. I could see the vision, and we had myself coming in, and there was another guy named Tyrell Fortune who was the same class as me, #1 recruit at my weight class, and that was just a no-brainer for me to come up here and be able to have him as my partner and drill with him. But just coming in from a California kid and knowing about the NJCAA, I think we need to have more California kids getting educated more about the NJCAAs and just kids in general from other states. And I think the NJCAA route is the best route for a lot of kids to get that college experience and go on to the next level still.
Yeah. So your passion is awesome. You didn't even mention you connected with a coach that has a program and a vision. You didn't even care if it was really NJCAA or Division II or Division, which you actually ended up going D2 after you got out of here, right? So it propelled you on to not only academically, but it propel you on to being able to wrestle, continue to wrestle, right? So what kind of wrestler are you looking for at Clackamas?
I'm looking for the ones that are coachable and they want to be a part of a great program where they're not going to be any type of trouble inside the wrestling room, outside the wrestling room, and they pretty much just like buy into our system. And you can kind of get the feel from that when you talk to them on the phone a little bit, like, hey, this is how we kind of do things. Is that something that you're up for? And a lot of them are like, Coach, I just see what you guys do. I want to be a part of it. I just want to see what you guys, what's going on up there in the Northwest. So once they come in here and they visit, they kind of feel it a little bit, they get a taste of it, and then when they come here and experience it, I mean, they're sold. And after that, a lot of them, they don't want to leave. They hope that Clackamas was the four-year institution, regardless of what division it is. Everyone just loves it so much over here, they don't want to leave. So those are the type of kids I really want over here, those kids that really want to be here, not the ones that have to sell really hard to come over here and, and just give us a chance, give us a shot, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like where we're at now as a program, I feel like you need us, and instead of, us needing you right now. So that's just kind of the fortunate spot we're at right now.
So what's your goal after 2 years with an athlete? What's your goal? What are you trying to do? If they buy into the system, if I come in and I buy into the system, what is my expectation as a wrestler from a coach, from your coach staff?
Our goal is, honestly, man, like what I was kind of telling you earlier, is trying to make these guys the best version of themselves coming in here from the beginning of the year, from year one until they graduate. Just show them how they can be the best version of themselves daily, because we understand like the wrestling grind is really, really hard. And, a lot of kids, it's hard for them to hack it. Like you see kids come in at the beginning of the year, Christmas time, second semester, the team got a little smaller, right? The team got a little smaller because right. They just can't hang with the grind. We honestly try to preach. We want to get these guys developed to the point where they could be great husbands, great fathers, great brothers, and just a great member to our society. We really do preach that a lot. It's not just about wrestling here at Clackamas, because we know that we're going to be really competitive and really good on the mat. Yep. You know what I mean? But what can we do that's going to be different for these guys, that when they walk out of here from Clackamas, they know this is where they learned, this is where they grew up, and their heart's always going to be there. And that's what happened with me too. I came here and my heart always was here at Clackamas, and once I got the opportunity to come coach here again, it was a no-brainer, because I felt it here. I've already experienced it. Coach Roden and the staff. It's just hard not to love.
So you keep mentioning here, we're not actually standing in the wrestling room. Where are we at right now?
So right now we're at Josh Gillespie's wrestling room. He's a ex-Clackamas wrestler, early 2000s, and he helps out our guys a lot. He runs a masonry company as well. So any of our guys that are staying here in the summertime, he helps them out with jobs, or if they need some stuff that needs storage for the summer, instead of renting out a storage unit, he helps out our guys tremendously. And he actually has two boys, and he has one right now that's really serious about wrestling. He's 9 years old. His name's Jackson, and he pretty much built this wrestling room for Jackson to have his own wrestling room in, where he has the opportunity to do whatever he wants to get better at wrestling. And what's crazy? This is the old Clackamas wrestling room right now. Because it's crazy at the size of it. This is what it was before we got a new wrestling room 2 years ago. And these mats, the wall pads right here, are from our old wrestling room. So Mr. Gillespie, once we knew he knew we were getting our new wrestling room, he was asking, hey, what are you gonna do with those mats? What are you gonna do with those wall pads? We're like, we're gonna throw them away. And he just, picked them up right there, and this is what he built. So this room right here has been really, really clutch for us ever since what happened, with COVID. We really needed this room, and a lot of our guys took advantage of it because we couldn't have trained in our wrestling facility. The only thing we could do was shadow wrestle, deadlift, and aerodyne bikes. That was all we could do. We couldn't touch each other, and a lot of our guys would come here on their own. We couldn't really know they were doing it. You know what I mean? So a lot of our guys came here and got some drilling in and got some wrestling in, and try to do the stuff that we've been telling them. Like, cause it was crazy this year on technique wise. Like, we had to communicate more. Like vocally, behind phone calls, emails, like, hey, this is what we do, this is how we hand fight, this is our setups, and those guys had to come on their own and kind of figure that stuff out a little bit, and we try to help them as much way we can. And then towards the end of February, we got our wrestling room back where we're able to train, in there full time again, and that was nice. But this room right here, it was really nice for us to have throughout that whole year of COVID, because our guys got to train in here and our club members got to train in here too. So Mr. Gillespie was pretty clutch for us.
So the results showed on the mat this year. You had a champ at 33, a runner-up at 25. You had, I think I counted 4 bronzes, right?
Yeah.
And then 2 fifths and 2 guys that were in the blood round.
Yep.
So stacked from top to bottom. In a year that you said you're teaching technique by email, basically.
Yeah.
How do you get clack to clack to clack? How do you get that, especially in a world that we've been seeing over the last year?
I think it's just the standard that we've created here at Clackamas. I think a lot of guys that come here and they know what the standard is, even though we don't talk about, hey, we want to be national champs this year. I think it's just written all over the walls. You know what I mean? So when they come in, they know what's expected. And and now that the way we have to do technique or the way we got to communicate, whatever it is, I mean, they really did a good job just adjusting, just like us coaches. They did a good job buying in, adjusting, and trying to make the most of it and the best of it. And you know what's crazy? Once those guys went to the national tournament, they had like this feeling, like just being so grateful, like, oh, is this really happening?
Did it come down to 33, pin at 33 or something like that? I mean, you won by half a point or something.
And that was the thing. I mean, the trials, everything that went on this year, I mean, not just with COVID, but here in Oregon, we had, in the fall, we had a fire that happened, and all our guys had to evacuate, and that was a scare. And then wintertime, we had an ice storm that literally froze everything over here. I mean, no power for about 2 weeks for over 500,000 people. Huh. You know what I mean? So we got kids from all over the country. You know what I mean? Mom's like, hey, what's going on? Is my baby okay? Like, and so much trials. And we get to the national tournament, and we're in that little position of like, hey, we need a big pin. We need bonus points in the finals to get this job done. And I think, Cameron, the way he went down, that's not the way he wanted to, but you could tell is that the 3rd-year wrestler here at Clackamas. He was part of the national championship team in 2009, a 125-pounder. He took 3rd for us over as a freshman. Okay. So we just kind of had that feeling like Zeth, team captain, he's gonna get this job done. And sure enough, you could just tell. He kind of got down early. He got taken down first, after Cam losing match 1, and Zeth gets taken down first, and I wasn't there because my long story short, my first son was born on the same day as national, so I didn't get to go. So this is all me hearing, what's going on. But yeah, Zeth gets taken down first, but everybody from what I heard just felt like he's got it still, and Zeth, he just wrestled with that chip on his shoulder, like we've been through too much. We've been through too much. We're gonna get this job done. And sure enough, kid went out there and decked the guy after he got taken down. It was awesome. And just that feeling, just like him getting the job done, seeing him celebrate. Again, I'm getting the chills. It just felt like it was meant to be. You know what I mean? It was meant to be. Everything that happened, we got the job done, regardless of the situation. Clackamas Cougars were clack to clack national champions. So it's a great experience, man. I really wish I was there, but I was, experiencing something great too. My firstborn child. Even better.
Congratulations for that, by the way. All right, let's leave it at this. You said moms all over the country. You're recruiting wrestlers all over the country. We got Phoenix. We got PA. Yep. I think I saw an Iowa kid. Yep. Obviously Oregon, Maryland, Utah,
Florida.
So talk to those kids out there that have no idea you even exist.
Yeah, you got to pretty much. I joke around about this. I feel like I'm like a used car salesman sometimes, like just trying to show beautiful Northwest Oregon City and make it seem like it's the best place to be, right? And then I'm convincing, kids from Florida, like you said, moms, like trying to, like, is it safe there? We see everything that's going on in the news. Like, can my child survive over there? And you have to, and those are legit questions, so I have to answer those questions. And, and once the kids come here and they see it and they see the community, you feel safe. And, it's a little more less stressful for those kids to tell their parents back at home, like, hey, it's not that bad over here. It's awesome. It's a great community. And, where all these guys live, there's a school, there's the campus, their apartments are right across the street. So it's really hard for these guys to go out and do this and do that when everything that they need, grocery store, school, home, is like right there, like half a mile away from each other. So, that's the hardest part, is convincing moms at first, like, give us a chance. have your boy come up here, see it, and then once he sees it, and sometimes some parents come on those recruiting trips too. You know, they pay for their flight and come and check it out, and they realize, hey, this place is nice. It's cool. So that kind of helps out too. So
Nice.
sometimes we're recruiting the mom as well.
Always, right?
Oh,
The
yeah.
wrestling moms are who you got to recruit.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
for sure.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you having me, man. I know Coach Rudin is on vacation right now,
yeah.
so we can't hit him up. But you brought me a couple wrestlers. We had some good interviews. Show me some stuff here. So thanks for having me, and good luck to you, man. Let's go another round next year and get another one.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your time, man. I'm sorry it was a little hot, no air conditioner, and you're a champ too, man. Because I can see you. We're sweating right now, and you're doing your job. And
It's all good,
we
man.
We truly appreciate it.
All for the love of the sport, right?
Yes, sir.
You
Yes,
got
sir.
it. Thanks.
Thank you, man.